Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to try to knock this out pretty quick. It's a Jesus Calling. I'm going to do a Jesus Calling video January 19th. The puppies are in my room with me with little big girl. She's on the floor on the Afghan that I have laid down for them. I'm just looking over there to make sure everything's okay, yeah. And I just had to move one of the puppies. I was trying to record, and of course they were whining because one of them was trying to find its way to her breast or whatever. So yeah, my dog, little big girl, one of the puppies that I ended up with that Ladybird had, she just had her first litter yesterday. 9 of them, 9 puppies. So I've got some work ahead of me once they open their eyes and start moving around, which will be, we got a couple of weeks before that happens. So hopefully I can figure out kind of a placement place. I want to put them in an area where I can get up every day and just move them, clean it, put them back until I can start finding homes for them. So let's read this. Seek my face and you will find more than you ever dreamed possible. Let me displace worry at the center of your being. I'm like a supersaturated cloud. Supersaturated cloud. Those are usually gray, aren't they? Anyway, showering peace into the pool of your mind. My nature is to bless. Your nature is to receive with thanksgiving. This is a true fit, designed before the foundation of the world. Glorify me by receiving my blessings gratefully. I am the goal of all your searching. When you seek me, you find me and are satisfied. When lesser goals capture your attention, I fade into the background of your life. I'm still there watching and waiting, but you function as if you were alone. Actually, my light shines on every situation you will ever face. Live radiantly by expanding your focus to include me in all your moments. Let nothing dampen your search for me. And then I will give you these scripture references here. Psalm 27, verse 8. Philippians 4, verse 7. Jeremiah 29, verse 13. Now, I don't know why I've thought about this. Well, I do know why, because yesterday, earlier this week, I shared a couple of different times, I think, when I read from this, my take on it and how sometimes people come into the comments. And, I guess everybody's entitled to what they want to think or believe in their opinion. But I had somebody come in to a video that was a few days old, but it was a Jesus Calling video from a few days back, and they had to let me know I wouldn't read from Jesus Calling. I'd just read straight from the Bible and read Jesus' actual words, blah, 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 blah. And that is correct. Yeah, read from the scripture. If you're like trying to live this life like that, I recommend that. Yeah, do that. I think to each their own, really. But personally, as I was reading this, I got to say, when I'm reading these, they resonate with me because it's almost like I'm right. Like when I'm doing writing, like I have writings that I've wrote myself, and sometimes they come from the point of view of spirit, or as if God is talking to me. And when I read them to myself, I'm seeing the messages that, has been somehow miraculously picked up, moved through me, through my mind, down into my hands, onto paper or onto a screen, when I'm typing. And that's how, I don't know about you, but when it comes to my relationship with the Creator, I have a very deep personal relationship that is unlike any other relationship I have. But it's very similar to a lot of the personal relationships I have with actual human beings. Like, I don't treat the Creator, I don't act as if, like, AKA God, Christ, is tickled to death when I'm just talking to him like I'm talking to you right now. Not any different. Not having to be on my knees, not having to, like, look up, not having to look down, not having to look side to side, just talking. Just talking like as if, and talking because I do know they're going to respond, and I do get response. Sometimes I'm not listening. You know, that's a key thing. Am I listening? Sometimes I'm just talking, but I'm not paying attention to what the message coming back is. But here lately, I've been doing good at it. So, that being said, I'm probably not going to try to bring up much of this anymore, even if somebody comes into the comments and tries to chime away on why I shouldn't be reading this. I think sometimes many people spend too much time trying to find and show where someone else is going south or whatever, rather than staying focused on their own path. Me personally, I want to try to get away from, I want to try to steer away from pointing out too much of anybody else's flaws. Now, if it's a definite thing that needs to be pointed out, I say so, but just meaning that I want to try to stick to my side of the road. And that if this thing here, this devotional is helping me, and me reading it to this camera is helping anybody else, and people are relating to it, and it brings anybody closer to some sort of relationship with their creator on a daily basis, even if that's the only communication that, like if seeing my videos, if that's all of the communication they might ever have is watching a video of mine and then putting some thought into it and maybe saying something to the creator at the moment, then I've done something there, you know. I don't have to be reading from a book necessarily, not even whatever. I could just be making a video and just talking to you guys. And I know that different people come in and enjoy sometimes some of the things I'm talking about. But I just, you know, I think I'm just trying to learn not to get offended that people are going to keep coming in and trying to tell me where I'm wrong when all I'm doing is trying to share something positive, and it's actually about, and it's something, you know, along the lines of some kind of script, you know. The fact that at the end of each reading you got scriptures to look up, you know, it's just like there's study books. There's other books that come along that people have written that have come along after any kind of spiritual text from thousands of years ago that still coordinate and help you learn and learn to live your life a little better. That being said, I guess Great Cloud just needed to say that, you know, that I'm aware that I guess it won't matter how many times I state this and say that, you know, maybe people should discern for themselves what's good or not. And, you know, if what I'm reading from bothers you, then, you know, it's simple. Just, I guess they don't have to watch it. And I mean, I appreciate everybody. It's cool. They weren't disrespectful. I just don't understand. It's obvious that if I'm reading it, I kind of know. But I guess they just feel that I might be being deceived. And maybe by reading this, I'm deceiving some other people. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm just being authentic, being real. And the Spirit has not shown me anything that's not any good. Like, I haven't got any sense that I'm doing anything wrong sharing this with you guys. So I'm just going to keep doing it. And until I feel that there's something wrong there, or that I read something that seems a little out of whack, once I come across something out of there that seems like it might not be right, then I might rethink myself. But until then, I'm happy doing this. And I've got other things that I got to think about sharing here coming into 2025. So I'm working on I'm brainstorming some ideas, some things that I want to try to come up with. But let me get off here because I think I might be going to church this morning. And so until next time, Mr. Great Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment, here with 9 puppies plus my other 2 dogs. Yeah, have a good one. Ditto.